According to Family Radio Ministries, existence as we know it will come to an end at the stroke of midnight, shattered by a massive earthquake.
From everything we know in the Bible, on May 21, 2011, it's going to start with a huge earthquake. The Bible describes it's an earthquake that's way bigger than anything that has ever been experienced.
They predict believers will be lifted up to the heavens, while unbelievers will remain behind to endure 153 days of death and horror. But even as the organization appears convinced of tomorrow's rapture, it is not lost on many that this is not the first time its leader, Harold Camping, has made a prediction that failed to materialize. 16 years ago in 1994, he was branded a false prophet after he predicted the end of the world and nothing happened. But somehow, he has once again managed to convince his followers his calculations are accurate through publicity stunts in which the ministry has received donations as late as yesterday to preach the gospel of the return of Christ. Predictions that appear to have angered religious leaders in Kenya.
We don't have to announce the end of the world or the coming of Jesus on billboards. Not everybody comes to Nairobi. We must understand that God has a way of communicating to all human beings in his own way.
The Bible also is very clear because it also says we do not know the time.
For them, Kenyans should remain vigilant and seek divine intervention to understand and interpret the scripture.
The moment we start assuming that we can interpret the mind of God, outside the parameters given and outside the tools that are given to us, that is the journey towards destruction.
The fundamental principle is right. We live in the end times, and the end will come sooner than we think. But on the dates mentioned, you can go about your business. If you are ready, then it doesn't matter the day or the hour.
But in their argument, Family Radio Ministries insist Jesus will not come as a thief in the night. Quoting Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 4 to 6, that states, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night or darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober."
One of the indisputable principles of Scripture is that the end of the world will come like a thief who comes and finds you when you are not ready.
But the hour is not known, and therefore let people just be good Christians, live alive for God at all moments. When God's ending comes, we shall all be ready for it.
It is a fundamental nature to argue about the scripture infinitely, depending on one's interpretations, religious affiliations, and perceptions. But even as Family Radio Ministries join over 200 other individuals and organizations in prophesying the Omega, it boils down to a question of faith. And only time will tell whether tomorrow will spell doom for the world. For the answer, join me tomorrow for the fourth and last part of the series, The Doom Mongers, to find out if the prophecy will come to pass or if it is another miscalculation that will see Harold Camping once again enlisted in the false prophets list of shame. Kathina Chenga for Channel 1, The Doom Mongers.